have a complicated business. We've been here for about 50 years, over 50 years actually. We do commercial, construction, residential service replacements. We were on an older operating system. We knew we needed to do something different. We went out to the market, explored a lot of different options, and ultimately picked ServiceTitan. We could have a lot of the automations, the automatic customer notifications, the online customer portal, while also being able to run a commercial construction project. The fact that we were able to run our entire business on one platform, it was very powerful for us as a business. The savings we're able to generate by having good project information, you don't necessarily pocket the profits generated by those savings. We use it to reinvest back in our people. Those are things that ServiceTitan helped us power.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage ServiceTitan's General Manager of Commercial and Construction, Alex Kablahnian.
Pantheon, it is great to see you all here. I'm Alex Kablahnian, and I'm the General Manager of the Commercial and Construction business here at ServiceTitan. 2 years ago, I was asked to lead this team with one clear mission: to help contractors in commercial service and construction become wildly successful. I'll never forget one of my first customer conversations in the role. It was a balmy New England August day, and I was visiting Stillman Jordan and his team at Encon. As soon as I arrived on site, Stillman pulled me aside and told me, "Look, we see the vision, we love your people, but we can't keep operating with the gaps that you have. Something has to change. There has to be a better way." It was painful to hear, but it was necessary, and it stuck with me. Because it wasn't just Stillman. It was a sentiment that I had heard echoed across so many of you, who found your own gaps, your own workarounds, and your own difficulties trying to optimize our platform for your commercial workflows. That's why we went to work, closing those gaps by building a true commercial platform built from the ground up and tailored to your specific needs. And that's exactly what I'm proud to show you today. By the end of this keynote, I want you to see exactly how our newest capabilities help power profitable growth for your businesses, which means, 1, improving your margins by multiple percentage points. 2, eliminating hours and hours of manual admin work. 3, unlocking more predictable and recurring revenue. And 4, driving more pull-through work. Ultimately, I want you to see how we can help you grow more profitably when using our latest tools. The way we enable these results is actually pretty simple: speed. Speed to insight, speed to action, speed to results. And let me tell you, speed matters, because speed can drive amazing outcomes. And delivering customer outcomes has been in ServiceTitan's DNA from the very beginning. It's an obsession that's been instilled in all of us by Ara and Vahe since day one. In our earlier days, the focus started with delivering ROI to residential services contractors, but the mission was always bigger: to be the operating system for all the trades. And thankfully, as we embarked on the commercial journey, we weren't starting from scratch. Ara and Vahe had already built a blueprint for success: listen deeply to our customers, learn from them, and drive insane ROI through solutions that are purpose-built. That same formula guided us as we set out to build for commercial and construction. But after many conversations with customers just like Stillman, we knew our approach couldn't simply be a modified version of what we already built. Your work as commercial contractors demanded a new way, built from the ground up, with a rock-solid foundation and features that drive ROI specific to your market, your way of working, and your customer base. So we listened. We went to your offices, your trucks, your job sites. Over the last 2 years, I've personally logged well over 250 flights, visited more than 100 of your businesses, and spent thousands of hours in the field. But it hasn't just been me. Many of you have met and built relationships with members of my team, sitting chairside with your teammates, gathering feedback about your pain points. and learning about the day-to-day opportunities from every persona in your business. What we all heard from you is that the old way isn't working. You've had to use an accounting tool here, a project tracker there, a CRM over there, but nothing ties it all together. Many of you are still stitching together spreadsheets and working with disconnected systems today. And candidly, many of you have even found painful workarounds within ServiceTitan to fix these problems in an inelegant way. The results were rough: slower decisions, thinner margins, missed opportunities, and unpredictable cash flow. That's why our mission became crystal clear: to build the first true end-to-end connected platform for commercial contractors. Not just point systems, but a single system where construction, service, and CRM finally work as one. A platform that can handle anything from a quick 45-minute work order to projects in the tens of millions of dollars. And above all, a platform designed to drive ROI across your entire business. Because when everything is connected, the game changes. Every completed project flows into a maintenance contract. Every service relationship opens the door to bigger projects, and no opportunity slips through the cracks. We want to enable you to have complete ownership of the properties you serve, from initial build-out to ongoing service work and back again. That's what winning looks like. And that's only possible through a single connected platform. We believe that the complete ownership of the property lifecycle enables you to win every day, across every project, and across every job. And we've distilled what winning that lifecycle looks like into a handful of North Star metrics that drive every single product decision we make for this segment. Let's break it down. First, growing your project margins. The average project in the industry runs at or below 19% gross margin. We believe that increasing your visibility, your cost controls, and especially creating a very tight connection between the back office and the field will meaningfully improve gross margins of your projects. On ServiceTitan, we believe every project can run closer to 25% gross margin, and we see top performers beating that every single day. Second, automating manual work. Understanding work status, spotting trends, and course correcting should be far more automated. 35% of working hours in this industry are spent finding information and resolving issues. That's 14 hours a week per person at your business, more than 700 hours a year. We believe you should cut that time in half at a minimum. Third, increasing recurring revenue. Selling more service agreements creates durable, profitable, and very sticky revenue. But 80% of contractors say that maintenance contracts account for less than 25% of their service revenue. We believe that number should be well north of 50%. And lastly, that recurring revenue can lead to pull-through work. We get it. Your techs shouldn't be selling or invoicing in the field, unless you want them to. But they should be identifying opportunities and surfacing them to the right people in the office to action on them very quickly. Across the industry, maintenance generates between $1 and $3 of pull-through work for every $1 under agreement. But we've seen high performers on ServiceTitan hitting $4 or even $5. And we believe that should be the norm, not the outlier. These are the outcomes you'll see brought to life in the product demos here today. And more importantly, they're powered by features that are already live on the platform, ready for you to adopt. For those of you already using ServiceTitan, thank you. You've pushed us to be better through creative workarounds and tough but constructive feedback about where we need to improve. 2 years ago, there were gaps in our platform. Today, many of those gaps are closed, and ultimately, closing those gaps has enabled us to build the more exciting features sets that we get to show you all today. Over the next 45 minutes, we'll show you these key features in 3 areas: construction, service, and CRM. Features that will make your business stronger today and set you up for growth tomorrow. And as you see them, remember, the reason they deliver such outsized outcomes isn't just because each workflow is particularly designed for you. It's because they all live inside one connected ecosystem. That ecosystem is built with one goal: to help you grow profitably, with stronger margins, more recurring revenue, and opportunities you don't leave on the table or on the rooftop. That's the outcome you should expect when you're operating with speed. Above all, I want you to take this away. We did not build this in a vacuum. We built it by spending thousands of hours with you. The progress we've made is because of you, and we'll keep building with you side by side for decades to come. With that, let me hand it over to Shwetab, our VP of Product for Commercial and Construction, who will show you how we've taken end-to-end construction management to the next level. But before I do, I've got a great video in store for you.
Margins are won in the field. Smooth handoffs, quick turnarounds, and timely payments keep your profits on track. That's why ServiceTitan is transforming the construction experience, giving you the speed and visibility you need. So foremen catch issues before they cost time and money. Project managers get real-time updates from the field. And controllers can close the books faster, so money hits your account sooner. With one connected system, you gain complete control of your operations and financials to keep projects moving and profitable. You're shaping the future of construction, and ServiceTitan is your partner, helping you move faster. ServiceTitan, we are built for construction.
Thank you, Alex. It's great to be here. And thank you for the amazing energy you all bring to Pantheon. My team and I have spent a lot of time with you in the field. Protecting and growing your margins is the top priority for everyone who works in your construction division. But we hear the same story over and over again. Projects that were sold strong, but realized margins that were 10 to 15 percentage points lower. And when you look at what causes it, it comes down to one thing: speed. Speed in seeing what's happening, speed in acting before an issue causes money, speed in mobilizing your team to protect margin. Without speed, even the best teams are forced to react too late. Information is scattered, project managers are working out of systems built for accounting, and data that needs to be stitched together from multiple outdated spreadsheets, and financials that are locked away in a completely different system. By the time anyone connects the dots, the margins have already slipped. Poorly managed change orders alone can eat up to 10% in gross margins. Today, I'm excited to share our progress in building an end-to-end connected construction platform so that your field crews, your project managers, and your controllers can stay in sync real time. No more stitching together systems, no more waiting weeks for answers, just one platform that gives you the visibility to protect your margins. Picture this. It's 7 a.m. and your foreman spots a steel beam blocking a duct run. In drawings, it looked like free space, but clearly in reality, the duct cannot go through. And normally, that would turn into a judgment call where labor hours, material can get consumed in jogging the duct. No RFI, no paper trail, just loss of margin. With ServiceTitan, I'm here to tell you there is a better world. Your foreman now pulls out their device and asks Atlas, show me the duct layout for the 3rd floor. Atlas pulls up the exact drawing and zooms in on the 3rd floor duct layout. Your foreman marks the variance on their device, attaches necessary pictures, notes, and tags the PM right within their device. And coming soon, with Atlas, we'll help them generate an RFI that they can send immediately to the PM for a quick review before they can send it to the GC. In the office, the PM sees the RFI right away in their queue. Everything from the field is already in there. That's how fast we want every interaction between the field and the PM. The PM reviews the RFI, makes some final modifications, and bam, right within ServiceTitan, he sends it to the GC. The crew keeps moving without missing a beat. No delays, no dollars lost. 10 fixes like this on one project can mean thousands of dollars back on your bottom line. Now let's move on to think about your project managers. They spend 40%, yes, 40% of their time managing communication between GCs, architects, and subs. That's 800 hours per project manager spent reacting and not proactively managing overruns, uncovering value engineering opportunities, and forecasting risk. This is where Atlas comes in as a force multiplier for your PMs. It tracks every RFI, every change order, every action item. If an RFI hasn't been answered, it sends a courteous follow-up to the GC. If a sub hasn't put in their daily log, it reminds them to put one before it's too late. Instead of losing their time on this coordination chaos, your PMs get back the capacity to manage an additional $2 to $3 million in projects. And what's great is that they now work proactively towards higher ROI outcomes for your projects. Now let's go back to that duct and beam issue. That RFI did end up converting into a change order and was approved by the GC. And as soon as it's approved within ServiceTitan, a few cascading events happen. First, the operational aspects are upgraded. The project timeline, the budgeted hours, the project schedule updates, and ultimately, the project's critical path refreshes automatically. Second, and equally important, the budget versus actual view financially updates in real time, showing the impact of the change order. And in the near future, while you're on that screen, Atlas will alert you maybe about a work segment where project just went over budget, and then recommend remediation. Finally, with Project P&L, you get to see real-time costs, revenues, and profitability. So your controllers never have to guess, what's our project margin again? The single pane of glass, a project P&L, and a balance sheet is what Encon's project managers told us they wish existed. The frustration of toggling between systems just to make sense of a project's financial reality is a thing of the past. And we didn't just stop at the PMs. We are bringing this force multiplier to every piece of the construction puzzle. Your foremen now have a dedicated experience to create a daily log on their device. They can add voice memos, attach pictures, take crew details to capture the details of the work that was performed on the day, and then submit this daily log to the PM. This is all great, but the next part is what adds speed to the whole process. When your foreman submits the daily log, we automatically collect all the weather, timesheet, material, equipment data for them, and we package this information and send it to the PM, who sees it instantly in their office. We flag potential RFI opportunities to the PM, line up all the data for the PM to review in a single spot, and we automatically generate a clean report that is ready to be sent to the GC. Now that's fast, but without any of the coordination chaos between the foreman and the PM. PMs depend on so many teams to get the most up-to-date job costing information. For example, your AP team that is always overwhelmed with manual data checks. We are force multiplying them as well with an automated three-way match, where 80 to 90% of your bills are processed automatically. For any new received bill, receipt, or PO, we compare the three documents in real time, matching quantities, prices, and amounts. If everything aligns, the bill is cleared automatically. But if there is a mismatch, it is flagged for the AP team's review. You can see the details of the mismatch. For example, the mismatch between quantities delivered versus billed. And in the near future with Atlas, we will start to suggest remedy actions for that, like reaching out to the supplier and asking them about missing items that haven't been delivered. You don't have to wait anymore for up-to-date costing information for your projects. You speed up your cycle times and avoid overpayments to your vendors. Individual transactions like this are key to making sure that projects are operating smoothly. But your cash flow ultimately comes down to month-end billing. And month-end billing is when all controllers stop smiling. I personally counted the number of smiles of our favorite controller at the Home X Services group during the month-end process, and there was only one smile in the 2 days we were there, and that only happened when lunch arrived. Today, PMs and controllers spend more than 200 hours a month reconciling pay apps across active projects. And we are turning the pay application process on its head. We auto-generate billing recommendations for your PMs and controllers. Whether you want it based on actual and committed costs or actual and forecasted work, you choose the lens that is right for your business. The data and recommendation are already in there. One screen, one decision, one-click pay app creation. It's faster, more accurate, cash hits your account sooner, and the best part is hopefully more smiles for your controllers and your PMs. Your construction division has multiple PMs with each running multiple projects at the same time. Consequently, as a construction leader, you are playing a very important balancing act. It's the balance between what's being worked on, what's being sold, what's your labor demand, and what's your labor capacity. But most leaders cannot see what that balance looks like. It's buried in some old, outdated spreadsheets, and I think it's about time that that changes. With an end-to-end connected system, we help you look at the horizon with visibility into labor demand and labor capacity across every trade. What's in progress, what's sold but not started, and what's about to close. You can break down your backlog by trade, HVAC, plumbing, electrical, to optimize your business. And if you're running low on backlog in a particular trade, you signal to your sales team, let's go and sell hard. And if your backlog is near full, you signal to your team, up your margins, and also start thinking about increasing your labor capacity in that trade. And if you have capacity mismatch across trades, you cross-train, you rebalance ahead of time, and that's the way you stay in control. This is the way you turn labor planning into a strategic profit lever, not a guessing game. From project execution to labor planning, from margin protection to cash flow strength, ServiceTitan now gives you the visibility to lead from the front and not just react to situations. You move with speed because data is live and connected. You protect your margins by capturing issues as they happen, and you strengthen your cash flow with fast and accurate AR and AP. And that's how you win in construction. I welcome you all to stop by the commercial booth over the next 2 days. We will be demoing the latest and greatest construction features to help you keep every project on schedule and on margin. Delivering high-quality projects is only the beginning. The next win is to turn every install into a service relationship. And that's exactly what we're going to deep dive into next. And for that, please welcome on stage my colleague, Evan Smith, Group Product Manager leading Commercial Service. Thank you.
Right. Thank you, Shatab. Truly an honor and a blessing to be here. Okay, so I want you to think about all of the equipment your company has installed over the years. All the chillers, the boilers, the doors. It's incredible. Now, think about all of the money that somebody else has made on the service and maintenance of it. We see it in our data all the time. Contractor 1 installs the equipment as part of a larger project, but as the warranty expires, they don't follow up with an agreement proposal. Instead, it's Contractor 2 who successfully pitches the agreement, wins it, and is now the one capturing that recurring revenue, strengthening the relationship, and securing years of pull-through work. I think we can all be like Contractor 2, but there are challenges. The first, building accurate agreements takes some work. They're only as good as the data you have, specifically what you know about the customer's location and equipment. So I was talking with one of our customers recently, and they shared they were creating proposals without doing site walks. So on those first visits, they realized they had undercounted, they had underquoted. At that point, two bad choices. Amend the agreement, increasing the price, risking churn, or eating those extra costs and losing money until the renewal. Here's how it looks now. Capturing equipment details is easier than ever. Technicians can scan, tag, and log equipment with just their phone. And looking ahead, we're building auto detection of the equipment's type, automatic maintenance material recommendations, mapping physical locations across the site, and more. Okay, so now you've got better data. But how many of you have that maintenance estimation Excel file floating around? You know, the one that's been passed down from generations, managed by the one person in your office who actually knows how to use it. So that works, but it's slow. It's a bottleneck, and it can take days to get details right. The longer it takes for your team to deliver proposals, the less likely they are to close. With Agreement Auto Draft, you generate faster, more detailed proposals straight from the equipment data you've captured. Visit schedules, services, and tasks are created automatically, all in just a few clicks. That's right. Fully built agreement, just a few clicks. And with built-in email, customer portal delivery, and integrated e-sign, proposals don't sit in an inbox. They get reviewed, signed, and work scheduled. That's how connectivity and speed drive predictable, recurring revenue. But work doesn't stop with the proposal. Without that data flowing directly into operations, techs show up blind with no context. They end up calling the office, making extra trips, every delay eating into your margins. Okay, story time. I recently had the privilege of riding along with two incredible maintenance techs, Eduardo and Christian, back in my home state of Texas. Hook 'em horns. Hey, love that, hook 'em horns. We climbed up to the roof to perform quarterly maintenance. Christian took out his phone to scan into the first RTU. The ServiceTitan app pulled up that equipment record, launched him directly into the required maintenance checklist. The connected data was guiding their work. They knew exactly what tasks to perform, what materials to use. This experience is live today. All right, so we're flying through the required maintenance with an early lunch, looking likely. We love lunch here at ServiceTitan, when Eduardo pointed out a rattling noise coming from one of the units. Normally, call to the office, right? Speed matters here too. Now, when the problem is spotted, it's simple. Find something, log something. Whether that be a photo, a video, or a quick note, this finding is tied directly to the piece of equipment and made immediately visible to the office and, if desired, your customer. All of this adds up to fewer missed opportunities and additional revenue generated immediately at the time of service, maximizing the value of having that revenue in the first place. This is finding, anticipating, and preventing future problems, not just reacting. It was amazing to see these features live in action. And we did, Megan, I'm sorry, we did make it to an early and long lunch, sorry. But we want to make it even easier for your techs. That's where Atlas comes into play. So on that same visit, on one of the units, we found a blinking light on the compressor. There was a dusty manual, we thumbed through it, we couldn't find the right info. With Atlas, your techs can now access manuals and ask advanced questions to get answers immediately. Again, all specific to the exact model they're working on. We know that the faster we can get this info to techs, the faster issues will be addressed. Imagine if we had Atlas enabled for them that day. This is live. Atlas helps your techs spend less time guessing, calling the office, or on hold with the manufacturer support line, and more time fixing. All right, so those guys are awesome. They're expert level techs. But respectfully, what about the not so experts, right? And beyond that, the next generation. The ones, for parents in the audience who might be, addicted to their phones, right? Atlas answers the more basic questions too, such as how I might describe it, the unit's dead, helping to translate observations and symptoms into solutions. And all of this ties back to the customer experience. All that info you captured on site, opportunities you found, it all surfaces directly to your customers. Most portals out there feel stuck in the 90s. They're clunky, they're hard to customize, hard to use, which means your customers still call the office, right? The new customer portal changes that. It becomes an extension of your service and of your brand. Customers can see active agreements and sign new ones. They can review equipment findings and track the full service history, and approve quotes and schedule follow-ups, all in one place. This isn't just a nice to have, it's a hard requirement from many of your customers, and tangible proof that you are the proactive partner managing their critical assets. It's also not just about branding. There's real implications on cash flow. Customers who create a portal account are paying their invoices on average 24% faster than they did prior. Okay, have we told you about the commercial booth yet? All right, well, we'll be there for the next 2 days. Come check out all of these features that are live today and have them turned on in your account. You can also scan the QR code here to get more info on everything I just covered. All right, so as I wrap up here, you've earned the right to service the equipment you've installed, capturing and growing recurring revenue. Okay. To help you ensure that no opportunity ever slips through the cracks, it is my pleasure to introduce Blake, our VP of Product for Convex and CRM, to show how this all ties together. Thank you so much, Pantheon.
Hello, Pantheon. I have spent the better part of a decade working in commercial sales and building recurring service spaces. It's basically all I've thought about for the last 10 years. And I've interviewed a lot of customers. I want to tell you, though, about one interview that was really meaningful to me. About 10 years ago, I interviewed this sales rep, Ricky, at a commercial mechanical shop in Phoenix. Ricky's job was to sell service agreements, the stuff Evan just demoed. Ricky was a hunter, though. He had to go out and find these prospects cold. So he tells me the way he starts his day is by panning around in Google Maps, looking for what he calls messy rooftops. Rooftops with a lot of equipment on them. Then he gets in his truck, he drives over, and he tries to talk his way onto the roof with a facility manager to pitch a service agreement. Then he takes out his phone, he takes a bunch of photos of what's up there. Then he comes home, and at this point, his kids are probably asleep, and he logs back on and uploads them all to Google Drive to categorize what he saw. And I remember as he was showing us this process, there were some photos of his 2-year-old daughter mixed in there too, because he's doing this all from his personal camera. Then there was a tool that he used to build the quotes. Then there was a Word doc where he just find and replace 50 times to build the new agreement. And I remember as he was doing this, just thinking like, gosh, this is so much work. This is for one proposal. What I realized, though, as you talk to more customers, is this is not crazy. You find that every company has their own Ricky, inventing their own system to build a service space, because there haven't been any great ways to do it. When I first started working on this problem, I co-founded a company called Convex, which ServiceTitan acquired last year. At Convex, we started with that very first part of the problem, the driving around prospecting part. Convex became a data product that helps sales reps like Ricky discover facility managers to talk to. We made that part of the process like 40 times faster. And Ricky liked it enough that he asked us to come join us and help us sell it as our first employee. And he became a close friend of mine. This is Ricky here in the middle. I am sorry to say that he had hair when he joined Convex. This is my co-founder Charlie on the right at Convex for this journey. The problem after a couple of years, though, became clear. Convex is great, but the Rickies of the world needed an end-to-end solution for this job. Not just the prospecting part that Convex tackled, but the deal tracking, the quote building, the professional proposals, sending it off to customers. It shouldn't be 10 different pieces of software. We were a little stuck, though, because that was a lot of software to build, and we were just a startup. We were hearing rumors around this time, though, of this small company called ServiceTitan that had these ambitions to basically build everything for commercial contractors. And we thought, you know, that's right. That is where this industry needs to go. That is the right way to do it. And we took that phone call. Fast forward to last year on this stage, Vahe told you about this acquisition. And he said, this is just the beginning. We're going to take Convex's top-of-funnel data, and we're going to connect it all the way down to the field. It's going to be built for speed. It's going to be all in one place. It's going to be for this industry. So there's been a bit of a long year since Vahe promised that. But I'm here to tell you that we did it. I am very proud to be the first to introduce you to ServiceTitan CRM for commercial. And this is for you, Ricky. Right. Thank you. That's real. It is live. Customers are using it. We are announcing a number of awesome features today. First, AI leads in Convex, which are automatic personalized lead lists for sales reps like Ricky to call, which get better the more you use it. We are also announcing Convex integration with ServiceTitan for the first time, so that when you book a meeting from Convex, you can immediately track that opportunity in ServiceTitan CRM. Classic opportunity tracking, deal stages, tasks, contacts, activity logging. Quoting is directly integrated, so when you're ready to quote a service agreement, a project bid, or a job, it is all right there. And embedded reporting with classic sales metrics and leads out of the box for leaders, sales managers, and sellers. And this is also built from the ground up to connect your sales team to your field team. I want to give you one example that wasn't in the video to show you how you're doing this. We are investing in a suite of automations that we call plays. So this, by the way, is CRM. I'm here on the opportunities board, and opportunities are basically deals you have that are open. You can see, by the way, on this page, I have projects, service agreements, and jobs all here in one place. So I don't have multiple applications I need to go to get these quotes. But I want to show you how plays work. Plays are programmatic ways to create opportunities on your CRM automatically. You don't have to do anything. They just appear there. So there's not an Excel file to download from somewhere if you have an idea of what customers you're going to go after, and they have to cut it up and email it to people. They just appear here. Do you remember the example Evan opened with, where he was talking about equipment that you installed that someone else has a service agreement on? Here's the way we're handling that. So for this play, if it has been a year since you installed equipment, and it's within 90 days of when the warranty expires, and in this case, it's over $10,000, and you don't have an active agreement, we'll automatically create a new opportunity for you, put it on the board, we'll assign it to the account owner, and we will send an alert. So I can give you some examples of these. These are opportunities that have been created on pieces of equipment that have been installed. Let me give you one more example. Do you remember how Evan talked about when he was up on the roof in Texas, I think, when they heard the rattling noise? That's what we'd call a finding. Normally, technicians are asked to take out their phone and fill out a form and email it back to someone in the office, and then they need to quote it. Maybe the technician doesn't do it because it's kind of a lot of work, and it just slips through the cracks and it takes a while. The way this works is that when a finding is submitted, and in this case it's any severity level, and an estimate was not started, we'll automatically, again, create an opportunity and put it on the board to be tracked so that technicians can work where they're working on mobile, and sellers in the office can work in the CRM where they're already working. Everyone can stay in their lane. Okay, thank you. Logistics. ServiceTitan CRM is in private preview with select customers. We are expanding access from a wait list, and you can sign up right on screen or come to our booth where we'll be demoing the next 2 days. There also is a live demo right after this. We are targeting early access for all commercial customers in Q1. Packaging. Most of what we're announcing today is going to be placed in what we call the Works package. If you are a commercial shop and you don't have the Works, we hope this is a good reason to consider it. The Works tier is where we'll put classic CRM capabilities that normally would be a whole product somewhere else that you can go buy. So if you think of the features you'd find in like Salesforce Essentials, those will be placed in here in the Works. We have a number of other classic CRM features coming soon, like email integration, approval workflows, national accounts, and several more. We are also planning a pro CRM offering in the future for advanced capabilities. This is where AI is going to show up. I don't want to steal Vahe's thunder for this afternoon. I would encourage you to come to that session, but I want to give you one example. If you are a sales manager, you don't actually want your sales reps like in CRM, updating CRM all day. You want them in front of customers. So let us update your CRM for you. Let us scan your emails, listen to your calls and emails, and we'll close out opportunities for you. We'll fill out the fields you want to fill out, and we'll predict if you're going to win the deal. The pro version that we are designing is basically what we think a next-gen CRM should be. This is not going to be the CRM you tried 20 years ago. For these pro features, you can expect to see them in the Works as we build them, but they will be clearly marked as pro preview. So you can try it before you buy it. Lastly, if we have any residential folks in the audience, I know we're in the commercial section, we do have a separate investment this year focused on leads and automation that's going to be built on the same platform. So I think it's going to be a very long year for my team. And with that, thank you, Pantheon, and back to you, Alex.
Thanks, Blake, and thanks, team. Over the last 45 minutes, you've seen what an end-to-end connected platform looks like when it's built for the commercial contractor first. Construction, service, and CRM working as one so your entire business runs faster and stronger. It all comes down to speed. Speed to see what's happening, speed to act, speed to capture value. That speed is how you protect and grow your margins by capturing every change order, eliminating wasted time, and empowering your teams to make the right calls in the right moment. It's how you move faster with real-time visibility, AI assistance, and connected workflows that increase productivity for every member of your team. It's how you build and sustain recurring, predictable revenue with service agreements that build themselves. And it's how your field teams and sales teams execute together to never let any sales opportunity fall through the cracks. And it's already happening. Contractors like you are proving it on ServiceTitan today. We're lucky to power thousands of commercial and construction businesses today, and in the last year, all of you collectively on our platform generated nearly $3 billion in project revenue. Increased on-time project completion by 8% compared to last year. You generated 4 times as much pull-through work than the average, and you increased margins by 2 percentage points. These are your wins, and they show why we can say with confidence, we're here to help you lead today, but we're not stopping anytime soon. Because our goal is never just to be a leader in anything we do. It's to build world-class solutions that empower you to be market dominant, and by doing so, become market dominant ourselves. To make this happen, our commitment to you is simple. 1, we'll keep removing the system switching that slows you down. 2, we want to keep turning field signals into sales opportunities automatically. 3, we're going to keep helping you drive true margin expansion in everything you do. And of course, to do so, we're going to keep shipping the features that move your outcomes in the right direction. Because this has always been the vision. One connected ecosystem that powers profitable growth for faster decisions, stronger margins, and more resilient revenue that you can count on. That's the power of connection. That's the power of speed. That's construction, service, and CRM all working as one. We built it with you, thousands of hours in your offices and on your job sites, and we'll keep building it with you. Because your success is our success. And when we succeed together, the entire industry transforms. I want to reiterate that a majority of what you saw is available today or coming right around the corner. Our teams are here to help you learn more and turn on features before you leave or when you get back to your shops next week. As Evan mentioned, we've mentioned it before, swing by the commercial booth, let us know what you're most excited to try out or what you want to see us build next, because spoiler alert, we're not stopping anytime soon. You're all building the future of this industry, and we're proud to be building it with you. Thank you.